I called this piece I Didn't Even Know You Had a Girlfriend by LoneeAppleton. How do I click out of my messenger and into my messages, and I see I have a message from you. I open the message and I'm excited. Because you're going to tell me you do what it do? And I see what appears to be an invitation. An invitation to what? You know my ass can't see, so I had to blow that shit up. And I'm like, I think it says we're getting married. Because the last time I checked, you were single as So when you send me this wedding invitation and you say, yo, we'd be honored if you make it, I look, double check the recipient. Because I know you faking it. No, you didn't just message me out the blue, popping up saying we're engaged. In the past, in my 20s, I would have been enraged. In my 20s, I would have shot back. God, I'm not an afterthought. But as I sit here in my 40s, what would have that have bought? In my 30s, I wouldn't have said nothing because I've learned to bite my tongue. But in biting my tongue and building resentment, at the end of the day, who has won? But in my 40s, I sit in quiet reflection and I look at this invitation. And I'm like, I didn't even know you had a girlfriend. So I started typing a message because I need some understanding. Did you really sit here when you had your 15 peoples to select? And you sent me this invitation? Me. This chick. You want me to attend? But you haven't reached out in any capacity to let me know what kind of situation you're in. Notice I didn't say I'm in because this ain't about me. I've accepted who we are. I accepted who we be. But I had to say, yo, you do remember, you do know I'm your past. The feeling that we had, we cannot make it last. I am not a current friend. And we were only proximity friends to begin with. And it's something that we both need to understand and live with. I'm your friend because I'm your cousin. And we know we have nothing in common. Because you're sending me an invitation to your engagement that I wasn't invited to your girlfriend I didn't even know you had. So let's stop lying to ourselves and pretending that energy, conflict, anything is a reason why we don't communicate today. And please understand that this is not coming from a bitter space. It's waking up to the understanding that if we truly were friends, before you send me a wedding invitation, I would have known you had a girlfriend.
She didn't buy him no gifts. She didn't take him on no trips. She didn't do anything that we have aligned with this is what's gonna keep a man happy. This boy caught feelings in 3 weeks. So sis is just up here posturing and putting on to try to make this man feel bad. So she's really just using a manipulation technique. If you are truly offended, that's some work for you to do. I want you to start using your logical brain. If you did not communicate that you expect us to be on the same page, then how are we going to be on the same page? And then he's sitting here, I still plan to marry you. How? And this is why we end up in these bad relationships. This is why we end up in these bad friendships. What's good, y'all? I'm LoneeAppleton. I am a healthy family advocate. Get to know me better on all social media platforms as the apple turns. If you enjoyed this segment, please click and watch the full 7-minute video, part 1, on YouTube today. I do. I want to record. Come over here, Angel. What were we talking about?
You were talking about, what were we talking about? Oh, how, like, I am sick, and I think I have COVID, and I've survived so many things, and yeah, I'm the only kid that hasn't been to the emergency room yet.
So she was saying, man, you know how many times I should have died? Like, this the one. Like, this the big one. Like, this the one. Like, she's like, that's not what I'm saying. I was like, that is. You don't understand that the energy that you're saying, how you have survived all these waves, and this might be the one that got me. You know, you need to speak about that with pride. Like, boom, I beat every other one. I'm going to beat this one too. This ain't got me. Have a pride point. And then what else you say?
I said that, like what? Huh?
I don't know.
I said something along the lines like how like I've fallen and like almost broken my neck, but I've never had to go to the hospital or anything before it.
Yeah. Like, she's like, I'm the only one who hasn't been to the hospital. Like, that's a negative. Dude, you're the only one. Oh, and she's like, it's because I'm more responsible than them. I'm just kidding. I was like, no, don't downplay how brilliant you are. And I asked her, and I pulled out my camera, and I said, what are some other ways that you did not end up in the emergency room and everybody else did? What have you done to prevent that?
I'm actually not sure. Like, I don't know. I just haven't been in the emergency room.
And why do you think that is? Use your brain and think about yourself. Level yourself up. Don't give up on yourself.
I just don't do stupid stuff like that. Like, I don't do things that could physically get me hurt because I'm too scared to do it in the first place. That's why I stopped gymnastics, because I was too scared I was going to break something.
So you've allowed fear to limit yourself.
Yeah.
And so people who do not allow fear to limit them are stupid.
They're not stupid.
You said they do stupid stuff. Let's
they do stupid stuff. Why
figure
are you
this out.
crawling in a cave that is this big and then expect not to get stuck in it?
Yeah. Because somebody probably crawled through it before and didn't get stuck, and they thought they could do it too. But what if they do get stuck? And what if they do get it unstuck? Man, it's going to be a hell of a story to tell. Some people don't think their limitations first. Some people think their victories first. Maybe they saw themselves crawling all the way through. You saw your limitation first. You saw yourself getting stuck when you should have saw yourself getting through. Now, your logical brain said, even though I know I'm going to get through that, or even though I'm delusional enough to believe I'm going to get through that, I ain't going to do it in real life.
I really playing dreams when I went to boys and there's somebody or something, and I have to worry about them. But it's like, the more I think about it, they can't sit still. When you tell them to be quiet, they never be quiet. It's just all
You're
bad.
thinking limitations when you need to think about, okay, these are things that we need to work on with them. And we all have to work on it. I am working on these things. You and your sister and Dre are all looking at the limitations. I'm looking at different solutions, and maybe the solutions that I'm looking at aren't working, but at least I'm trying. You guys are all just thinking about, this isn't working, this isn't working, this isn't working. I was like, well, maybe something's going to work, because eventually something's going to work. You have leveled up. I see your growth. Whether anybody else sees it, I see it. And I'm working to change up how I communicate with you and how I deal with you. I literally let you wash the dishes while you're on the phone. You know, I'm working on communication with you, and all I ask in return is for you to work with me. Take the direction from me. And that's it. And how do you feel about that?
I'm not sure, Mother.
You think about it. You got time.
No, you keep telling me how do I feel about things. I don't know.
Because you don't want to put the effort into thinking.
I do not. I don't feel like doing things I don't want to do.
Why don't you want to think about yourself and what you think? Why isn't that the most important thing to you?
Well,
Really think about that. When you go to sleep tonight and you dream, you put the intentions out there.
I don't dream.
You literally just said you dream about being like that, so
Well, those
let's
are
not.
nightmares.
Whatever. Well, nightmare. Why don't I? It should be a nightmare that you don't want to know who you are.
I don't have
Why
dreams on
is
WhatsApp.
figuring out who I am something that's not important to me? Don't make it an assignment.
it's not.
You better do it willingly
No,
before it
no,
becomes
no.
an assignment.
Mommy,
I'm
let
listening.
me listen to you. Let me talk. It's not like I don't want to know. It's just too much. Like, I don't. It's questions at school like, oh, what do you think the answer is? I don't freaking know. I just want to get this over with and I want to go. I want to sleep.
Your
All I
life.
want to do is sleep.
Your life.
Sleep?
I'm asking you to know about your life, and you're saying I want to sleep.
I do want to sleep. I don't.
She says she doesn't want to write this book. I'm catching them up to speed. She says she doesn't want to write this book because she spends all day writing at school and then to come home and have to write. I was like, they're preparing you for a job, for you to spend 8 hours a day working a job to come home and you're exhausted to work on your dream. This is exactly what is training her to be a good little cog in the machine. Even if you choose to be a lawyer, be a good little cog in the machine. And even though that's your dream at 11, it potentially can change, but you're so stuck into, I said I was going to be a lawyer, now you must become a lawyer, or your prophecy for yourself was incorrect.
I wanted to be a lawyer for 7 years, mother.
I know. And I hope this is what you have been called to this earth to be. I believe you have it in you to be it. But what I'm saying is there's a lot of people who say they're going to be something simply because they say they're going to be it, and then they find themselves going into that profession and they don't want to be that anymore. And isn't it crazy, the people who want to be what they want to be when they grow up and they stick to it are prestigious positions. The people who want to be garbage men
Who wants to
don't.
be a garbage man, Dad?
There's some people that want to be a garbage man, but nobody wants to be a garbage man. So now they don't want to be a garbage man anymore. But those who want to be a lawyer, they become lawyers, even though they want to be a garbage man. What's good, y'all? I'm LoneeAppleton. I am a healthy family advocate. Get to know me better on all social media platforms as the apple turns. If you enjoyed this segment, please click and watch the full video on YouTube today. And just know, these are the type of conversations we need to be having in order to orchestrate healing within ourselves, within our family, within our community, within our world.